Welcome back to EU4, back from vacation, back from Italy, and today we're going to be playing Ryuku. We're going to continue where we left off. Well, we're going to start a new game, but it's the same run. We're going to try and play, do the 3 mountains achievement on very hard difficulty. So, no, I don't play the piano. Don't shave, I have to shave for work. So anyway, I was Italy. Italy was great. Italy was amazing. It was very hot though. It was like 30 plus degrees Celsius every day, except for the last day when we left. So back from shittily, don't you mean? No, it was great. It was lots of fun. But anyway, I should probably completely redo the intro and everything, because this one's gonna be for real this time. So anyway, hello and welcome back to EU4. Today we're going to be doing the 3 mountains achievement on very hard difficulty. Now, very hard difficulty has a couple of things that, well, increase the difficulty. Let me just go ahead and tell you the stuff that it doesn't tell you first. On very hard difficulty, the AI, you get 50% increased aggressive expansion, or at least increased aggressive expansion. I don't know exactly how high it is. It doesn't tell you that, but it does. It increases the aggressive expansion by a lot. So there's that. What it also does is it makes the AI more aggressive and more likely to declare war. That is, and they're more likely to rent out Condottieri to both the player and other AIs, and that makes things very difficult. Because if, for example, you're fighting a coalition war against the HRE, then you're not just fighting the HRE, you're fighting the HRE and all the Condottieri that they hire. So it's it basically makes the difference between, whereas you would normally fight 150,000 men, you would then fight I don't know, 250,000. It kind of depends on how big your army is as well, because they won't hire Condottieri when they think they're already winning really hard. So if you're outnumbered by a lot, then they won't hire that many Condottieri. So it's like, I don't know. Kind of depends on how big your army is as well, but it can make the difference between it can almost double them up, right? Because the more nations there are, the more possibilities of Condottieri. So there you go. Now, the stuff that it does tell you is what bonuses the AI get. They get cheaper buildings, lower national unrest, lower development cost. They get some yearly inflation reduction. They pay less interest on loans. They get more manpower, 50% more manpower, 50% more manpower recovery speed. So it's very hard to grind them down, as it were. And they get 50% land force limit. Now that is probably the biggest thingy, the biggest bonus, at least the one that makes the most difference, the most feely difference. You know what you feel? You feel this in the tummy, you know? Because what basically happens is all AIs start with a force limit of 10 or something ridiculous like that. Whereas they would normally start with something reasonably beatable. So there's that. And let's see what else that they get. Naval force limit increase, which really doesn't matter. Monthly war exhaustion reduction, which once again makes it harder to churn them down. Cheaper ships, cheaper regiments, more improved relations. That's kind of pointless, but okay. I suppose if you want to grab Navarre as a vassal as France, that might bite you in the ass. Cheaper coring cost, cheaper idea cost, and less aggressive expansion, so they get no coalitions or hardly any. So there you go, that's very hard difficulty. And we're going to try to do the 3 mountains achievement, and then we have to conquer the world as this little island down here called Ryuku. It's the most difficult achievement in the game. We've done it before on normal, and we used a lot of cheats to get it, and, well, we're going to cheat basically as much as we can in this run as well, but we're not going to use any save editing or any of that nonsense. Well, we're probably going to do some save, well, we're going to do a lot of save scumming, I can tell you that. There's gonna be a lot of birds, but hey. Also, Welton Bumno, thank you for subscribing for 5 months in a row. I tip my hat off to you, sir. Florry, how can I increase my military or naval tradition? By fighting battles, building forts, although building forts is not recommended because it's, you know, it's just really shit. Just don't build forts. And you can get ideas, and the ideas is probably the biggest part of getting more army tradition. Well, let's just jump into the game and I can show you some of the thingies. We're going to jump into Iron Man mode. And get the show on the road. And we're going to be calling this The Three Mountains. I suppose this is the first real attempt. Three Mountains is very hard. Florry stole the Pope's hat. Oh, I'm sorry guys, but I didn't get any hats in Italy because the only hats they really had were fedoras and those hats for women, you know, the really big ones. But they didn't really have any cool Italian hats, at least not in Milan, Florence, and Rome where I visited. So it's kind of sad. But yeah, the exploit's going to be right at the start of the game. Spoiler alert: we have got an income of plus 32 ducats. We've got an income of 1.83 and expense of 150. Now, if you want to conquer someone on very hard, like I said, if you open up the ledger, check the armies, and then check the smallest army around, it's these are all vassals, so these are vassals. Independent nations start with 5, and they have a force limit of 7. You know, it's all kind of Actually, no, these aren't. Is Kandash independent? They might be. No, they're a vassal. So all independent nations start with something along the lines of, you know, a force limit of 9. So, yeah, because it's 6, and then you get 50% from being from AI being very hard. So it's 9. You know, your force limit is 6. So it's a little difficult. We need to go over the force limit to beat someone, or we need to attack someone when they're being attacked themselves and kind of just jump on the bandwagon, as it were. So that is a little problematic with this paltry income. So we're going to try and get some money somewhere, and let's not rely on loans alone this time. It's what we did last time. We were quite successful last time, I might add. We were really successful. We conquered, actually, we conquered some parts of Indonesia, but off screen I conquered all of Indonesia and I paid back all of my loans and all that. So it was alright. It was a proper good start, and I actually, I remember saying like, oh, this feels so slow, and I thought we were doing way worse than we did when we entered India. But we didn't, because I checked the development and we were way ahead of when we entered India. So this is definitely better. I mean, I knew this was better, just, you know, because trade money, and it's easier to conquer, but it felt smaller, but the development here is really high. So, like, we were smaller on the map, but we were bigger in development, so we did better in Indonesia. Regardless, what was I talking about? Right, we want to up our money supply here, so we're going to sell some ships. I might just make all of these into separate little thingies, and we're going to sell some ships to Ming. Ming, do you want to buy some galleys? Really? Hey, Ming wants to buy some galleys for 25 ducats. Fantastic. Korea, you want to buy some transport ships? Yeah, you do. There you go. And Japan, do you want to buy some transport ships? I mean, some light ships. Yes, you do. You want that juicy trade money now, don't you? Don't you? Actually, let's just do it like this. There you go. But naturally, I wouldn't want to sell all of my ships. That's ridiculous. So, let us save the game for a second. Let's exit the menu, because selling all of my transport ships seems like a really counterproductive thing to do when you're on an island and you're stuck there, you know? It's kind of stupid. Just encircle them and cut off their supplies. Right, right. Spill out in Ethiopia here. Attack Ming. Well, funny you should say that. How was my vacation? My vacation was amazing. Also, Random Wizard, thank you for subscribing for 3 months in a row. I tip my hat off to you, sir. Which religion will I take? Probably Hindu. Probably Hindu. But, don't quote. Don't quote. I might still go for Sunni. But, we'll see. We'll see. You know, for first attempt, we'll go Hindu. And then we'll see how that goes. And then, you know, we'll see. Borneo is the best start. I don't know. I think so too, but yeah. Yeah. All the money were spent on exploits instead of hats. Yeah. So now let us reopen that save file. Now, if you recall correctly, we had an income of 0.32. And, well, let's see if we can improve that a little bit. So we're just going to open up the same save file that we just, you know, we sold some ships and we saved the game and then we closed it down and opened the game again. Now, let us see what happens to our ships here. Oh, what do you know? They're not selling. That's quite interesting. And realize that, you know, the diplomats were on their way and everything. Wow. Okay, let's check our income again. Oh, what do you know? It's 250 now. How did that happen? Wow, making 2.7 ducats of trade. Our income tripled in a month's time. What's this? This is magical. Let's see if we can't increase that trade income some more by protecting trade in Hangzhou, shall we? And, you know what? I think I also want some more transport ships because we're not going to get anywhere with 3 transport ships. That's a bit nonsensical. And, you know, speaking of which, I'd also like to delete one of my galleys. If you delete ships, you get your sailors back. Galleys have 100 sailors. So, let's delete ourselves a galley here and get some more cogs. Right. So, how many cogs do we have queued up now? 4? I've got 3. I think that's fine for now. We also wouldn't want to pay for our army. And, yeah. It's a feature. Don't remove. Now, let us watch another month tick and then I'll explain a little bit what's going on here. So it's January, we've got some, okay, see this is a lot nicer. Now I'm making 3.4 ducats of trade with only 2 light ships? Jesus, golly sir, I wonder how that happened. Now let's open up the trade menu because obviously the thing that's off here is the trade income. So what happened here? What happened? Hangzhou. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, it's Malacca's 20%, Brunei is 17%, Kutai is 6%, and Pasai is 20%. Golly, mister, what's the deal here? Where's Ming's trade power? Yeah, Ming's trade power in Canton is gone as well. Yeah. So yeah, what happened in Nippon? Where's Japan? Oh, I think Japan's gone. So there you go. It somehow, and we don't understand how this works. AOA found this one, by the way. He was messaging me on Twitter, and he was like, "Hey, I found this. This doesn't seem right." And we kind of discussed it, and we were like, because I had no game, right, so I couldn't like see what's going on. But we talked about it on vacation whenever I had Wi-Fi. And what happens is Ming's trade power just gets removed, and well, they've lost all their money as well. He's not bankrupt, but he doesn't make any more money off of trade. Although he does make money in Beijing. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. This is a visual bug. I mean, he's not collecting from trade. So if we look over to the ledger and then go to the income tab. Collect from Hangzhou instead of transferring from Nippon. Alright. See, I had time to play around with this, so he knows the ins and outs. Hold on, let me just open up the economy tab, go income comparison. Money from trade. Japan makes 0.12 ducats off of trade, and Ming might actually still make some money off of trade. Ming makes 3.19, but he's supposed to make a lot more. But yeah, this makes Ming unable to fully fund his troops, so he's not doing that, and all of his troops have 0.5 morale. Now, Japan has the same problem, and that makes all of his nice little vassals here rebellious and disloyal. So, well, except for Hosokawa, apparently. Yeah, Hosokawa's still loyal. But all of the other ones are disloyal, though, so needless to say, he's quite fucked. And, yeah, we make 4 ducats a month where we would have been making 0.02. So, there you go. That's basically what happens.